man. This is messed up. Let me see. He said, "You don't hear nothing." I can hear it. What's up? What's up, people? This is your boy Levelhead. This is another Live and Level Gamers podcast. I don't know what's going on, but everything just wanted to act up as soon as we jump on here. But we are here. I got my crew with me, the one and only K Bump 20. What's up, K Bump? K Bump.
What's up, bro? My bad, bro. I had the sound from YouTube playing. I had it muted before I came off the off the mute here. It's all good,
Okay.
man. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm here.
All right, and we got Mr. Jedi Knight himself. What's up, bro?
Yeah, what's going on, fam? Everything's good. What's going on, folks?
Yeah, man. I apologize, folks. This has been strange. This is strange. It was all working just a second ago, and then all of a sudden, everything just stopped. I can't hear nothing coming out of my. I can't hear none of my music, none of anything. But it's all good. We're here. What's up, man? Dark Sun Rider. I don't have my claps or anything loaded up right now because I am having a whole bunch of issues all at one time. So, welcome to the show.
Not hit him with the manual.
I had to hit him with the manuals, man. So anyway, yes, this is the Live and Levels Gamer podcast. You know how we do. It's been a minute. We've been about a month now. Has it been a month, man?
Close to it, bro.
Yeah, maybe.
It's been about a month since we jumped on here, but I'm trying to find a workaround. So K-Bum, go ahead, man, and take over for me right now until I kind of get a workaround to at least get some normal here. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, man. So I am personally happy to be back. I know this Corona thing has been lasting a little bit longer than many of us have hoped it to be, and it doesn't sound like it's going away anytime soon, especially here in America. I don't know how bad it is over there in Germany, but at least you guys don't have a leader that's telling everybody that it's going to disappear one day. So, uh, matter of fact, man, touch on you, man. How is it over there, man? How the Corona stuff going on? Where you at?
Um, I mean, it's virtually non-existent.
Oh, that's dope, man.
In my town, it's about 60,000 people. Um, there's only one hospital, and there is literally no one here. And
Oh, that's dope.
it's no one in the hospitals that's been infected, no confirmed, no anything. I mean, I mean, when we go into places like supermarkets and stuff, we have to wear masks and all. But
Yeah,
there's been times, man, that I forgot my mask and I walk in the supermarket, and some people may look, but for the most part, you don't get harassed and stuff. You know, you just try to maintain distance just so in case somebody else may feel a little bit, weirded out that you don't have a
yeah,
mask, you just try to keep a distance. But, you know, I mean, for the most part, it's really good. Um, it's kind of weird in that regard too, because it's like on one hand you have certain situations like the town that I live in that has virtually no one, with it. Then you have cities and people are getting ravaged with this. I have a
yeah.
cousin of mine who's in the military. He's stationed out in Hawaii, and he said that it's straight normal out there. So it's kind of weird how this is happening.
Yeah, I know. I heard. I forget what base it was. I think Japan. When the Fourth of July weekend hit in Japan, they had a outbreak out there in the military base. And so yeah, they had a. I don't know if they shut it down but I know they had to do something because it was a big outbreak out there in the military base in Japan. So yeah, I understand. So I'm pretty upset, man, because you talk about Hawaii and you kind of hurt my feelings because we actually had a family trip planned. July 4th of July weekend. It was a family trip. It was me, my bro, his three kids, my mom, my dad. We were all going out to Hawaii 4th of July
Hmm.
weekend, man. And Corona hits, and we spent 4th of July weekend in Indiana. So that was that was our prize. That's what we won. But we were looking at
That was the constellation.
yep, that was a constellation. Indiana. Not Indiana, Iowa. Even worse. Sorry, my bad. Wrong I state. They all the same. Um, we spent the time in Iowa, man. But
Oh man.
it was cool, man. But I know they're only averaging I think about 40 cases, new cases, I think. So they're on the real low end. That's Hawaii. They're like 20 to 30 new cases. They're pretty self-contained out there. So that's pretty cool at least.
Okay.
All right.
I'm trying to see something. Hold up. Go ahead, y'all. Keep talking. Go ahead, keep talking. Still trying to get stuff right on my end, man. Can y'all hear that?
I already couldn't skip
Yeah.
All right, so we in there too. We somewhat here, bro. I'm gonna work this mug out live and direct. We getting it worked out before your ears. Anyway, welcome to the show, K-Bum. Thanks for holding it down. So you said ain't much going on with the coronas your way, Jedi. I heard some of y'all conversation. I heard a little bit of it.
Oh yeah. In my town, there's no cases of coronavirus. I've heard that there are some cases in Germany, but nothing that has been like where I can say it's in arm's reach of me. I haven't seen anyone, or seen any hospitals getting overran with it.
Okay.
There's certain countries like Sweden. Sweden didn't even do a lockdown. Sweden maintained their regular schedule, and
Wow.
yeah, I mean, but their cultural philosophy is kind of like this social distancing thing that they do anyway, but they just maintain everything. They didn't close not a thing. And from my understanding, everything is pretty much smooth over there. I heard that China is pretty much back to normal in many ways as well.
Not over here in the States. Man, it's not looking great at all over here. It's looking like we might be going back into it again.
There's a lot of places that are going back to well not states but cities are going back to the original lockdown state, if not very close to it.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. So y'all back to normal, and this is anyway. All right, so let me go and do this real quick.
It's about to get.
I told you I get our music right.
Pretty level, no surprise. Come and listen to the topics busted. Yeah, check out our discussion. Keith Norris and D2K. K-Bum 20 on the MIC. Jet I Night all the way in Germany. Leveled head, you know who that boy is.
We kind of back on this joint.
Live and level. We just talking them games. Live and level. Take a seat and listen
Okay.
up, man.
I just had to hear it, man. I had to hear it. I'm sorry. I couldn't go without hearing it. All right, what's up? I feel good now. We kind of right. So anyway, we was talking, getting things right as I was trying to get stuff fixed on my end. So welcome to the show. Welcome back, man. So we kind of got the preliminaries out the way. Y'all want to go into, y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about before we go into the next phase of things?
I mean, on that topic, that's pretty much what's going on over here. What's going on by you though? Level?
Bro, you see me real time. You see me over here struggling. It's going good, man. Just trying to, I don't know, like I said, it's going good. I've been pretty much working and working on music, working at the church, working at the job, dealing with this corona stuff, me and the wife trying to figure out how we going to approach the kids and going back to school and all that type of stuff. So kind of that's about it, man. It's kind of just messed up our way. I mean, far as not our way, far as me and my wife and my family, but just what's going on in the States, man. It's just kind of just all kind of upside down right now. So I don't know, man. But I mean, we doing good. Yeah, we can't put no faith in our leadership right now, man. I mean, Dude, I mean, I heard K Bum talking, but bro, it's kind of. I mean, I wish we could say what you just said. I honest to God wish I could say what you just said, bro. That is basically a non-issue, and it's very much an issue where we at. So
True. You know, I mean, it's kind of bittersweet though. You know, on one end, I feel like physically my situation is different, but it's clear that, you know, I'm also from the States. So all of my friends and family are in that situation. And, you know, international flights are shut down. So even if it was a situation where I wanted to say, you know, fam, just come over and, you know, stay with me, I can't even do that. You know, so it's a very awkward situation.
I got you. Yeah, it's awkward, man. It's messed up. So, but yeah, man. Outside of that, it's been the same old. Just trying to get, just dealing with as a father and the husband and the working man. That's about it, man. We all can't be K Bum, man. We can't be like K Bum and, you know, say, hey Siri, turn the lights off.
Your K-Bum, you got Siri turning off the lights, man.
I couldn't help it. I had to do it.
I don't have Siri turn off the lights. Alexa turns off my lights.
High class.
If you gonna say it right now.
All right, my bad, man. Welcome to the show, Dark Sound Rider official. They're your official class, bro. So let's go on into this, man. I'm kind of working in real time. So let's do what you've been gaming on and get this out the way. Yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on. All right. I bet you that's some of y'all first time going to church all Corona season. Anyway, so Jedi, man, what you been gaming on, bro?
It's been the two usual games, Retro Bowl and Call of Duty Mobile. I think I'm in like my 15th year in Retro Bowl.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Okay, I thought I got cut off there for a second.
No, I'm doing this all real
like
time, so I ain't got it all. I'm doing it off my phone. I ain't got none of this set right in my computer, so yeah.
All right, all good, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm like in my 15th year on Retro Bowl. And Call of Duty Mobile, man, I gotta admit, man, I really like the setup. You don't gotta pay a dime for anything if you don't want to. But you can really just grind and get, you know, all of the available weapons and stuff. It's a good version of Call of Duty. I really wish that they bring in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reflex boards from the Nintendo Wii version. There's a lot of boards on there that I really liked back when I was playing on the Wii. But yeah, man, so far so good on this Call of Duty Mobile. I really think it's a good translation of mobile. I have not played any console, though I gotta say this. I have decided, and I haven't gotten a chance yet, but I will do this. Ever since The Last of Us 2 dropped, I've decided that I'm gonna play that series. It's kind of like how I got into what was the series, K-Bomb, that you got me into on the PlayStation, and I started to play. It's like a spin-off of Indiana Jones.
Uncharted. Yep.
I got into like Uncharted years and years after the fact, and it was because of K-Bomb. I'm gonna buy The Last of Us 1, and I'm gonna play it, and eventually I'm gonna get 2. It does look like a dope game to me. I don't know why. I don't be doing it. It's kind of like if it doesn't come out on the Switch, I don't buy it. But yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So you've been playing the mobile Call of Duty, and what was the other one again?
The name of the game is Retro Bowl. It's a
Retro Bowl.
retro, kind of like Tecmo Bowl-ish type football
Yeah.
game, mobile. But yeah, man, it kind of gives the fix right now for football.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. So okay, cool. K-Bun, what you been gaming on, bro? Say don't go so too hard on one particular game, cause we're gonna talk about that one. So
Oh, I'm going hard. No, going hard in the paint. No, so I haven't had as much time as I did beforehand. Early in the Corona pandemic, I had a lot of time. I knocked out a bunch of single player games, but I haven't had as much time on my hands as I did before. But I guess I got a renewed interest in playing 2K online since we're coronaed, and so a lot of us are at the crib or don't go out on the weekends or at night. So we're usually all in the same spot, and so we all hop online every now and then and get to playing 2K. And so I've been doing that a little bit more lately, and I've been playing Overwatch. Since I got a little more time and playing the Overwatch game. And I've been playing the new game that just dropped, the Ghost of Tsushima. And yeah, I was talking to some buddies yesterday, some real gamers, just as myself, but they're a little bit more. They
wait,
hold
hold up. Can I hold up? Jedi, you caught that, right? You caught that. Did you feel a little slight? Yeah, did you feel a little slight on that?
Bro, you already know my name is the Casual Gamer, so I felt nothing.
Okay, I kind of felt offended for like 2 seconds. I'm like, wait a minute,
What?
Real gamers. Okay, I'm with Jedi. I'm a casual gamer. Go ahead.
I was talking about myself. I was referring to myself and how they dipped their toe. If you let me finish, they
I
dipped their
felt some
toe
type of way
deeper,
about that. I ain't gonna
deeper
lie.
into the gaming category. What I
The
mean is,
audacity of this dude to say he's talked to some real gamers.
You
Go
know
ahead,
what?
man.
I'm gonna catch offense just to be that guy right now.
just to be that guy. I mean, that's what
Just to be
2020
that
is.
guy, bro.
Everybody's offended. It's cool. Everybody's offended. It's all right. Anyway, some gamers who dip their toe a little bit deep in the catalog of games who play a little bit of everything. They play RPGs, they play Kingdom Hearts, they play Final Fantasies, everything. And I was talking to them because they picked up one of the guys that picked up Ghost, and I was talking about it, and they were just going on and on and on about the details of the game and just the little things that the game does. And for me, I'm pretty much enjoying it. It's not what I thought it was. I thought it was way more linear, but it is absolutely an open world game to the fullest, and it is legit. The stories are great, the action is great, the fighting, the cutscenes, the graphics. It's not too much that this game doesn't do right. So I've been enjoying that. That's been a lot of my focus has been playing that.
Okay. So I guess it's on me. I've been playing the same thing, mostly Ghost. How you say it? Tsushima? Is that how you say it?
Tsushima.
Yeah, the T is
TS
silent, right?
It's like Tsushima.
Is it sh or tush? Shuma? I don't know.
I think it's like. I think
It
like
don't matter.
Shus-
They know what we talking about.
It
The
is.
shush. Ghost.
Tatsuma.
Ghost for short. So I've been playing Ghost, and without going into too much right now, because we're going to talk about it as one of our topics. I'm thoroughly enjoying this game. Yeah, I'm with K-Bum. I was highly anticipating this game, but I wasn't expecting what I'm getting. I didn't expect it to be this good. I didn't expect it to be this open world. I didn't expect the combat system to pull me in as much as it has. It's like, man, it's everything about this game is right to me. The pacing is right. The freedom is right. Now, and I'm going to save it for the main topic. But so I've been playing that. And another game I've been playing, I've been on my PlayStation 4. I've been on my PlayStation 4 kick for the last few months of Corona. I haven't turned my Switch on far as me playing it in a while. I think the last thing I really got off into was Streets of Rage 4, and then I bought my daughter was it Animal Crossing, and I was helping her, but she done kind of got a hang of things, so that's basically her game now, and I turned it on for her. But as far as my Switch, I haven't really played much on it. I haven't even tried out the new Super NES titles that I jumped on. I know they got that Donkey Kong country on there from the original Super NES. So I'll probably jump on and try that out. But for the most part, I've been playing Ghost and Darksiders 3, which I'm enjoying Darksiders 3, but I think it's a drop off from the other Darksiders. I don't know, it feels like something is missing, and it's been like that since the first Darksiders. Like they went away from some of the elements that made the original Darksiders so good. I liked Darksiders 2, but not as much as I liked the first one. And I kind of feel like the same about this one. It's cool, but it's certain things that the first one did that this one doesn't do. And I think mainly it's the pacing. The combat was a little bit better in the first one than the second and the third. But I bought that for $6, so I can't complain. Shout out to Keith Norris if he ever jump on it later. He kind of put me on that. Best Buy had that game for $6, so I got that, and I also got. Yeah, see, I see what you're saying, Darkseid. I agree. Yeah, I agree with you on Darksiders 3. And he said he playing Horizon Zero Dawn. That's what's up, Dark Sun Rider. But anyway, so those are 2 games I've been playing on for the last few weeks to a month. And PlayStation 4 has been scratching all my itches lately. So anyway, also I want to make this statement. It's official. I think Sonic the Hedgehog movie is leaps and bounds better than Detective Pikachu from Nintendo. And I think Sega is doing a smart thing because my kids are into Sonic now and they want to know about Sonic. So this is kind of reviving Sonic. I hope that Nintendo get their act right when they do Mario or whatever other game they're going to do. Pikachu was cool. Detective Pikachu was cool, but I think they hit all the right aesthetics with Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I just feel like throwing that in there. That was something I was going to talk about at the beginning before we got thrown off. But I like Sonic. I think Sonic was done well. I don't know if y'all seen it or not.
The movie.
Yeah,
the movie.
I have not seen the movie.
Oh, you haven't seen
Yeah.
the movie? Okay.
I have not.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. Now, Jedi, did you see Detective Pikachu?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I did see it. I saw it.
What you think?
I fell asleep.
Okay. Yeah, I did too, so don't feel bad. Yeah, I think Detective Pikachu, far as visuals, was good, but I don't think it did anything beyond the visuals. I don't feel like it really pulled you in. It had certain highlights, but Sonic, to me, watching it again outside of the theater and just sitting there watching it with my daughters, and I'm talking about 4-year-olds and a 9-year-old who never seen a Sega Genesis, never seen a Sonic game in my house, in my home, and they have gravitated to Sonic the Hedgehog. They want to watch it all the time. So they being reintroduced to this character. My daughter was like, who is Sonic? He's fast. Who is he? And I was telling her who it was. Oh, it's a video game? I was like, yeah, it's a video game character. And I was like, oh, so my 9-year-old wants to play Sonic now. So it's interesting how this might be reintroducing kids to a character that pretty much is, almost 20 years old now? Probably older than that. So that's interesting. But anyway, so let's get into our topics for discussion. Of course, we had the Xbox Series X first party showcase. Let me see. Dark Sun Rider says Sonic was pretty good. I went to sleep on Pikachu. I guess it's the sentiments across the board. We all fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Yeah, you know what? I think Sonic got a bad rap. I think just the first the animation for Sonic that people didn't like initially, and they changed it, kind of threw the movie itself for a loop. Mm-hmm. I wasn't at all excited for it. I kind of got it for the little one, which she ended up not even being interested in it, and I was more than she was when I realized 10 minutes into the movie she cared nothing about it. But the movie was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I think Jim Carrey killed it. Like he
did.
owned that movie, man. And I thought the voice acting for Sonic was pretty good. The dude with Sonic was kind of he was that's there, and the girl he was married to kind of that was all a little strange. But outside of that, I thought the movie did what it needed to do. But
Yeah.
so since we're gonna talk about the Xbox Series X showcase, we had the Nintendo Mini third party direct, and of course we had Ghost Tsushima released what about a week ago? K-Bomb? What is it about? Been
Yeah,
about
I
a
think
week?
it was like not this Friday, but Friday before last, I believe.
Okay, so at least a week and a half, 2 weeks. So let's talk about Ghost first, because I think that's what some me and K-Bun want to talk about, definitely. And then we would jump to Xbox Series X first party showcase review. And then we would touch on the Nintendo Mini. Since it was a Mini, it wasn't much there. So we'll touch on that last. So, Ghost Tsushima. I think that's how you say it. If I'm not saying it right, correct me in the live chat. Y'all know. All four of y'all might know how to say this better than me. So the first question I have is, K-Bum, do you think it's a masterpiece? Do you feel this game can fall into the masterpiece category?
All right, so those are two different questions. Do I think it's a masterpiece,
okay,
or do I think it fall into the masterpiece category?
I got you. Go ahead.
Now, I fully believe that this could fall into the masterpiece category. When we talk about masterpiece, okay, let's get this straight. We are talking about games that hit on almost every note. When we talk about graphics, when we talk
name
about
a game
art
that
style,
you would call it. Name a game so they can kind of get an understanding.
The Witcher.
The Witcher 3 is okay.
The Witcher 3 is a masterpiece.
I was thinking something like Ocarina of Time. I think that's a masterpiece.
I can't speak on that. Never played it, but I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
It's a game that hits on so many levels, and it's a game that you remember way past the time you play it, and then when you measure every other game to that game.
Okay, that's a good criteria right there. I like that.
Yeah, that was a damn good example, K-Bone.
Yeah. Was.
One of mine is definitely the first Metal Gear Solid. To me, was a masterpiece. It's a game that every other stealth game was measured to. It was the bar in storytelling. It was the bar in graphics. It was the bar in many different areas, and a lot of games that came after that was all measured to that game. Similar to either first Mario or Super Mario Brothers 3 as far as platform. It's a game that you measure everything else too. So when I look at this game and I look at graphics, I look at art style, I look at combat system, I look at progression, I look at skill tree, I look at collectibles, I look at environment, and crap, I forgot about that story. The actual character
development.
If a game can make me care about the characters in the game, it's succeeding on a certain level. If it makes me want to dig deeper into the other characters, they're succeeding. And I find myself wanting to hear or learn more of the stories of the allies you have with you. And I think this game, that's what Witcher did a great job at, but this game does as well. It makes me want to learn more. And I'm not done with the game. I cannot say it's a masterpiece yet. I have to play it myself, finish the game myself, and then I can give my judgment on if it's a masterpiece or not.
Okay.
But
that's fair.
It has all the qualities of being a masterpiece. The closeness to the source material, or not the closeness, but the authenticity to the source material. I think they have done that in leaps and bounds. And we talked about a word when we described this game, and the word that we used was style. This game has style to it, and it oozes style. And so I absolutely believe this game, when I finish it, then I'm going to be in a point where I'm saying, like, this game is a masterpiece. It definitely hits, as of right now, all those notes.
Okay. Man, I don't even know what I need to add to that. That was so eloquent And I'm not joking, man. Like you really made that case. I'm gonna say, okay, so you turned it into two questions. Is it a masterpiece, and would it fit in a masterpiece category? Can this fit in Definitely it can fit in masterpiece category. I think it's gonna. I think yes, I would say yes to the second. Could this be a? How did I put that? Could this fit in the masterpiece category? Is that how I said it? K-Bomb, help me out here. Don't leave me hanging.
My bad. What you say?
I said, how did I frame that question? That you said two. You made it two parts.
So the first part is, do I think it's a masterpiece?
Okay. Do you think it's a masterpiece? Then the second
Do
part
I
is
think
what?
it's a masterpiece? And can this be seen as a masterpiece? Does
Okay.
it fit in the category or
Of a
description of what
masterpiece.
a
Okay, I had it
masterpiece
right.
is?
All right. So the second question, I would say yes. I think it will fit in the category of masterpiece. For all the things that you said, and I'm gonna touch on a few of them. For me, up to this point, and I agree with you, K-Bum. I can't say it's a masterpiece yet because I haven't finished it. It has to end right. It does have to conclude right, and because the conclusion could mess up everything in this game, because that's how well it has been presented so far. Storyline is amazing. I'm really captivated about what's going on in this world. I'm trying to find out everything. Like in other games this big and this widespread, I typically just stay to the linear story and I don't worry about all the side quests and all that stuff. I just kind of just stay on the storyline and just keep doing that. In this game, I have really gotten off into a lot of the side stuff, the side missions, because it feels like it's just as important to the story as the story. And it feels like I'm obligated to these individuals to help them. And that's weird. Like when I run across a person whose food has been stolen and they've been vandalized, or and you go and you find the people who the Mongols who came and are the traders. I don't know what their names are called, but those groups that have did the dirt. You find them, you take them out, and then like this one particular story, I ran up on this young girl crying. And she said her food was stolen, right? So she told me, she says where it's stolen. I was on another mission, but I was like, yeah, I go ahead and help her out. So I ran and found the people, took them out, got the rice, brought it back to her, and she said, man, it's been years since I tasted rice. Months since I tasted rice. So my character's like, wait a minute, I thought you said they stole this. She was lying. she had told her straight up lie.
I remember that one.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. It's stuff like that you would think is real minute and not that big of a deal, but that stood out to me that she was manipulating me into helping her. And other aspects of the story like that. The visuals. Let me tell you something. We finna get to the Xbox Series X first party showcase, but looking at that and then looking at this game pooped on just about everything we saw. And I kid you not. And I just got the PlayStation 4 OG version. This game
I can't disagree with you with that.
Man.
I wasn't.
Go ahead.
Hey, no. You know what? Let me not interrupt you. You said that, and I felt that. I did feel it. But let me let you feel it. Finish.
This game visually doesn't feel like it. Now, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I know you got The Last of Us 2, and this game doesn't feel like it's supposed to be on the PlayStation 4. It just doesn't.
It doesn't even feel like it should be an open world game. The level of these graphics you get when you have a linear story where you can make the environment look a certain way. That's why The Last of Us a lot of times looks so well, is because what they're able to do with the lighting, because they have set lighting, or they pre-bake the lighting into the scene, because it's a linear story and the time of the day will always be the same time of the day in the story.
Yeah, and I was going to say Sucker Punch is the same crew that made what's the other game that they make?
Infamous.
Infamous, yeah. They
Yep.
Infamous Second Son was the one that they made originally for the PlayStation 4, right?
Yes.
So we've always seen great visuals from Sucker Punch.
Yes.
And to me, they had one of the best looking games to date on the PlayStation 4. I know we
Also
rave about God of War 4 and what's that group? Santa Monica? Is that Santa Monica? Or is that,
Yeah,
no?
that's Santa Monica. That's Santa Monica.
Okay, Santa Monica. Then we rave about Naughty Dog with Uncharted and The Last of Us. But I'ma still say Infamous Second Son still was probably one of the best. It's still one of the best looking games on the PlayStation 4 to date.
It has some of the best facial animations.
Right.
Especially doing the cutscenes of indie games, especially to that at the time it came out.
Right. Now looking at this game, dude, I don't know what type of wizardry or magic or sorcery they doing with the PlayStation 4. This game is visually breathtaking. And I don't say that real quick. This game has stunned me from the gate to now. I'm still blown away by how they were able to cram this much visual beauty into an open world game to where nowhere you look, nowhere you go, it is just visually stunning. And again, when I say this, I know this is a late gen game going into next gen, but this game poops on what we saw from Microsoft. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It does. I didn't see nothing Microsoft showed this past Thursday that visually competes with what I see in this game on a daily basis. Now, I'm not deep in all that, so I'm pretty sure Digital Foundry can point out all the aspects of why Halo Infinite is better than Tsushima. But the eye test from Levelhead, it poops on Halo for me. Now,
The eye test from Levelhead.
that's all I can do.
I love that.
Hey, boo, shut that door. Shut the door. So then you get into the combat system. This is where this game shines to me. It shines. I'm a Ninja Gaiden guy. I'm a hack and slash. I love the hack and the slash, right? This is not a hack and slash. But boy, it's like
you can try to hack and slash.
you can try. But K-Bun, what's pleasant to me is in some kind of way they even made what Ninja Gaiden does better than what Ninja Gaiden does. Like if you ever played Ninja Gaiden and is it Hayabusa or how you say his name? I'm talking about the 1 and 2, not 3. 1 and 2 for the original Xbox and Xbox 360. If you ever played Ninja Gaiden, one of the standout aspects of Ninja Gaiden was the combat system. Like, I love the combat system in those games. It just makes you feel like you really putting some work on some people. This game make you feel like you putting some work on some people. Every blow feels like you just cut through that joke. Like you really just damaged the crap out of whomever. And they got so many, and they unrelenting. They don't care that you one person and they got 15 people. The AI gives 2 cents. You ran up into this camp. Are you a samurai? Or you just told me to face off against you? Oh, okay. You finna get all this work. And you better know what you do.
8 to 10 people around you, and you like, hey y'all, can y'all just come one at a time? Give me a little time free. Let me get my health bar up to go. Then the rest of y'all can come fight me. Don't all y'all come right now,
dude. Jedi, when I say what's up? Was that Naven Wise TVs? I'm saying that right. What's up, bro? I ain't got my stuff up yet. I'll hear your claps. Welcome to the show. Jedi, when I say this game can care less about your skill level, you got the audacity to put it on hard? Okay. You got the audacity to think even keeping it on regular is going to get you through? Okay. Like, dude, you got archers shooting at you like 3-4 at the same time. You got about Like one time I ran to a camp, it was at least 15 on me. And and they don't care. They all attacking you at one time. If you chopping on one, they ain't gonna wait like other games until you get through your combo on this dude. Nope. If you cutting him up, they gonna hit you right in your back and throw your whole and they don't care. And it's unrelenting. And K-Bum, I love how when you do lose, how they kick you around on the ground for a while, just making you feel bad. And then dude just come up and just cut your head off. Like the game is so dope. And another thing I like about it, I'm almost done. K-Bum probably like, man, you didn't tell me to go this far with a level head. I love this game, man. Another aspect I like about it is the turmoil that you are in. I don't know if I should reveal this or not, but you are a samurai, and you have the pride of being a samurai. Yet in order to overcome the Mongols, you have to take on another approach that is less becoming of the code and the ethnic and the pride that you have been taught as a samurai. And to see him having to swallow his pride and approach these dudes from a different angle to take them out, and he's kind of what he's calling himself, demeaning himself and lowering himself to that what they call a thief or someone that is what would you call it, K-Bum? How would you frame that?
It's not what he called him thief, but what he's trying to say, and this is something that we don't really have in our American culture. He's saying that you can't do this. You're doing this without honor.
Yeah, there it is, the honor. Yeah,
yeah.
Like they're in their mind, we face the enemy's face up. Like that's so the game is really showing. Like so, when you walk into a camp, you have the choice of walking in and having a straight up, let me see if my skills can outdo your skills. And you walk up, you have a standoff, which is dope. And you think that gets old, but it never gets old. And I've been playing this guy. I probably got about 25 hours on this game already. That never gets old, but then sometimes it's just too many and you can't approach it like that. And you see your character literally wrestle with that reality. And they sell it so well. And so you feel like, should I go in and just stick with the code? Cause his uncle is like, we don't hit our enemy in the back. We don't sneak up on our enemy. We kill our enemy face to face and all that. But then he don't know how he saved his uncle is. Yeah, he was stealth killing everybody to get to him. He wouldn't have saved them otherwise. So, making my soliloquy short, as you can see, this game has sucked me in, and I don't feel like a game has sucked me in this much probably since Breath of the Wild. And I don't think I can name another. Not even Odyssey didn't even suck me in like this. I haven't even bought The Last of Us that too, if that lets you know anything. This game has sucked me in like no other game has sucked me in this generation. And it's crazy that it came towards the end. But this game also makes me feel like we really didn't need next gen. I'm going to be honest with you. But anyway, I'm going to throw it back to K-Bum, and then we can, and our Jedi, whoever want to say something, then we can go to Xbox Series X showcase.
I'm actually just really, I'm kind of excited for the game. I didn't really have any cares for it. It's just, as I'm listening to you guys, discuss your experiences with it, I'm actually watching some gameplay, and the game does look dope. It just was nothing that really grabbed me from everything that I did hear. But from what I'm hearing, it kind of reminds me of just everybody knows my favorite game of all time is Chrono Trigger. Okay. So just hearing how captivating the story is and how fleshed out the characters are and how you care about or you can see the emotional aspect of decision making and how that really matters to the player. It's more than just the visual aspect or the visual information that you receive from the television. It kind of seems like it kind of grabs you emotionally. Yeah. And that's really cool. That's what really got me about Chrono Trigger, and that was crazy. That was like the 16-bit era, and you didn't have those emotional things to really go on. It wasn't about clarity, but it was just well it was so well developed that I think that's just an incredible compliment for this game, and I may just check this out because of that. But I really, you guys sold it better than anything else that I've ever seen. You know, I've never really been big on the, like, to be clear, the game looks phenomenal. And I wanted to double back real quick and say there are some games like Cross, I think it was called Crossfire. That game looks crazy. But this goes to what is it? Tsushima?
Tsushima.
Yeah, Tsushima.
Yeah.
This game looks better to me than Halo Infinite.
It does.
That's
That's true.
So, you know, I mean, it was funny. We'll get into that later. Let me not stray off. But yeah, I think I may have to check this out. You know, that I guess that's just the casual gamer in me like that. As you can clearly hear, I'm sitting here playing mobile games. But it's good that, you know, a game can still captivate like that. You know,
Right.
I think one of the reasons why I have been a casual gamer as of late is because I think a lot of game developers for such a long time stopped really putting that type of effort in to where they can really deliver a story like that. And I think what's happening is some developers are actually doing it, and now I'm missing it because I've kind of given up on a lot of the shenanigans that I've had to deal with from years on in, and just also getting older as well. It's kind of like life kind of takes you in different directions, and you have to figure out different ways to kind of get your gaming in. So yeah, I mean that's pretty dope that you guys are really enjoying this game like that. I may have to check that out when I get a chance.
Yeah. No, it like, dude, for me, yes, it's that dope. It's hold up, I'm typing this. Not yet. He asked a question down. I just want to put. Yeah, for me, man. Like I said, I'm with K-Bum. I won't say it's a masterpiece until the end, but I'm gonna say this: like, I was a big fan of Ocarina of Time. This is sucking me in like that game did. This is sucking me in like Breath of the Wild did. This is sucking me in like Uncharted 2 did. And all of them I call masterpieces. I thought Ocarina of Time was the best game ever made. I've never experienced nothing like that. I never experienced anything like Uncharted 2. Like, the last boss was kind of weak in Uncharted 2, but everything that happened before was so good, I kind of gave it a pass that it didn't go where I thought it was going to go. But the storytelling, everything about Uncharted 2 was just amazing to me. Then Breath of the Wild, again, the last ending was terrible. And I ain't gonna say Breath of the Wild is a masterpiece though, but I haven't been sucked in this gen by a game other than Breath of the Wild like that. And this game, Breath of the Wild, I wish Breath of the Wild visually looked like this. Oh my God. Like, hills are hills in this game. Foliage is foliage. Grass is grass. And then
you have not faced a hill until you ran up a hill in this game.
Right. A hill is really a hill. And then when
it's not like the walking simulator, this game that what is his name? Good.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. You're talking about
bro.
Kojima.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about what is that game called? I forgot all about that game. What is that game called?
The game we should not name.
Okay,
the FedEx Simulator.
I can't think of the name of it right now. In the live chat, y'all know what that game is called. Death Stranding. There it is. Death Stranding.
Yeah.
No, Jedi. This game, when you walk, I put a picture up. I should have put it over in Twitter, but I put it in the Hangout. I had climbed up because you got like these birds. Sometimes you got to follow the bird to where it takes you, or the fox, and it takes you to these different. I ain't gonna reveal because some of y'all might have played the game yet. And I don't think that's no real big deal. They lead you to different shrines and different things that you go to and pray at it in the game to gain certain perks or certain charms and different things like that. So this bird kept on flapping around me, and I was like, okay, let me follow the bird. So it took me up this hill. Like, I'm climbing all over the place just to get up here. And once you get up there, the visuals blew me away. I stood up and I was like, the depth of field, like you can literally see across the whole island. And everything, the draw distance, and nothing looks like they kind of cut, kind of cut across the field a little bit? Are they, kind of, pulled out? They didn't pull no stops. It just looks quality. And again, this is the PlayStation 4 OG. This is not the Pro. And I'm like, man, this is amazing. Like when he walking through high grass, he will open his hands up and rub the grass. Like it's subtle. You might not pay no attention to it there, but as you walking through the grass, and as it hits his grass, he will open his hand up as if he's feeling the grass. What he says to his horse when he get on his horse, the love and the relationship between him and his horse. Every character that he come across, whether they are more important characters in the storyline to just regular non-essential characters that you run him, that like the one that lied to me, feel like they are important. Now, especially the ones that you, like K-Bone said, you partner with and you have to team up with, and you trying to help them in their own personal struggle while they're and trying to win them as allies to your struggle. And one of the twists, and K-Bone, you kind of brought it up the other day, is a twist, man, that happens. And like, dude, we early on in the story. We ain't know, I ain't got nowhere near this island. We just in one part. And this twist happened that you would not suspect that was going to happen. And the emotions in it, like it was, dude, the animation, the acting, literally, like we finna go to Xbox Series X, and it's amazing, man. I can't say too much else about this game that I haven't said.
I know you can't say too much.
Yeah, let me stop.
You said it all.
Yeah, I'm really thoroughly enjoying this game, man. When I said I can't stop playing it, man. That's how fun it is. But that being said, let's move on. Anything else on this game that y'all want to say?
I wanted to put my finishing touches on it.
Go ahead.
I mean, you've been ham. That's good. That's dope, man. I'm happy you enjoying the game, man.
Yeah, I do.
There's only one. It's only this generation's only been one game that made me feel this way, and it's the game that I will continue to say it is the best game of this entire generation, and that is Witcher 3. That's the only game that made me care about side quests, because they had a life of their own. This game is getting up there in as far as making you care. Like I legit got mad when I found out that one of my allies, that someone tricked them and killed their family, and like I was like, let's go get these. Let's get these fools. Let's ride. They done did what? Let's ride. I mean, I was legit mad. So and the fact that they were able to do that is because the attention to detail and the fact that stuff matters, and everything seems to have weight. It's not weightlessness. What's going on in the world, and you feel a responsibility to want to. Like, actually, I went back to the original island to liberate the rest of the camps, the rest of the people. So I've gone back to liberate because I'm like, nah, I can't move ahead when these people are still captive. So I done went back to to liberate the people. And it's not too many games that make you feel that way. And this game does a great job. And my last point to what you said about level, that duality that's playing on of the uncle talking about honor and how samurai should fight, and we fight a certain way, and his torn between, okay, I know that's how I was trained to do, but these Mongols are something different, and I need to do what I need to do because at the end of the day I'm trying to protect my people and my land, and if that means resorting to some tactics that isn't honorable by a samurai, I mean, that's what I got to do because I'm trying to protect my land, I'm trying to protect my people. And I think that duality, I know it's going to tie in a lot more going forward in the story because I'm only done with the first act, but I like that they make somebody quoted, I forgot where I read it. Someone said, man, Tsushima is making me feel guilty about using my ghost powers.
Right.
Like, it's legit making me feel guilty. Like, am I supposed to be stabbing him in the back?
Man.
But I think the fact that they do that means they've created a world that you care about. Because if you didn't care about the world, like GTA, you'll blow up, you'll have sex with a hooker and then kill her and take her money back. I mean, if you didn't care about the world, you don't do stuff like that.
Do you feel bad when you run up and you see a Mongol camp? I mean, a group of Mongols coming your way and they got slaves, they got captured.
Oh, yeah.
People, and
Oh yeah,
you
I'll be
try
like,
to
y'all
get
gonna
to
die
them.
today.
Yeah, you try to get to them, and they end. And this was so dope about a Jedi. They will kill their captives if you don't get to them in time. They will kill them, and
They'll kill them
Oh.
right in front of you.
right in front of you, and you trying to get to them, and every time you kill the one person that's trying to kill them, the other one automatically turns to go because they kill them so they can't tell you what they saw, what they seen, or what they questions they've been asked and stuff like that. So they try to take them all out, and it feels so
Leave no witnesses.
yeah, it feels so demoralizing and deflating when you encountered a group and they killed and you didn't get to the slave in time, or you didn't get to their captive in time, and they kill them right in your face, and you still kill them off, but you couldn't save the person, and it's like man, I watched two dudes just get chopped up, and I was running, I was too far away to get to them in time. They hot because I was like, oh man, I was like, dang. And then you can't do it over because if you lose, then they just totally disappear. You just lost that encounter. But if you win, it's you didn't get there in time to save them. So it makes it a reality. Like, you got to be urgent, and you got to be thinking, okay, I can get lost in fighting this dude and trying to parry him and do all this crazy stuff I know how to do, or I need to be mindful. This other dude over here trying to cut this girl head off. I need to go over there first and get him and try to take him out, and then deal with them and still try to manage her from keep her or him from getting killed. Like, it's literally all that you juggling while blocking archers, while rolling on the ground. It's just an engulfing game. I can't say much more than I already said. It's a good game. I would say I'm not telling anybody to go get it, but I don't think personally if you did, you would be disappointed. That's me personally. So
I'll tell you to go get it. If you have a PlayStation, you need to go get and if you have been craving for a Feudal Japan game, or you're just fans of fighting games in general, action games, you need to get this game. I will promote it. I'll put my seal of approval on it so far. I think it's a great game. I'll say it. Go get it.
Okay, and I want to add this note. I brought this up in the hangout, and we might not be able to go deep into this. I want Keith and D2K on here for this one. But this game makes me feel like it's time for them to explore some of the mythos of some of the African tribes that, like the Zulu tribe, the Kenyan tribe, the Nubian tribe. Like, that's one thing we haven't. I would love it. I'm being kind of biased here, but as a black male, seeing Japan, I believe for Asian or Japanese person, this is really a great feeling to see Japan recreated with all the culture and all the stuff that was going on in that time. Now, I know there's a lot of tension and controversy with it being Mongols. I think that's how you say it. And that's the Chinese people a little offended by it, but it's a true account. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it'd be like Nazis being upset that, a game depicts Hitler the way they depict him. This really happened, so it's fair to me. It's fair game. And there's things Japan did to China. You saw that in the Bruce Lee movies, how Japanese people treated Chinese folks, and that could be depicted as well. But I would love to see, like, the Zulu tribes, the Kenyan tribes, the Nubian tribe, one of them tribes in Africa, and explore their culture and maybe some stories around them, and because they fought different tribes and they had similar stuff going on in their area as well. And I know, I'm not talking about Egyptian. I'm talking about literally like African tribes. I would love to see something explored like that in the video game, but I know that's probably will never happen. But I would love to see it happen. Anyway, because games like this and games that explore, like the Viking with what's that, Assassin's Creed,
Valhalla,
and then Assassin's Creed Origin and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's exploring real times. I would love for them to go into Africa and explore some of that, India and explore some of that, maybe even Native American and explore some of that. Like, that'd be dope to me. But anyway, that's it on Ghost of Tsushima. or Shishumi, however you say it.
Shishuma.
Yes, Shishuma. So anyway, let's get to the Xbox Series X first party showcase. Jedi, you've been listening to most of this last topic, so I'm gonna throw this to you, man. So, what did you think, man? Did they do enough? Are you buying the Xbox Series X? Did they leave a lot to be desired? Is Halo Infinite the game that you're looking for? What's the word, man?
Well, this showcase wasn't going to sell me on whether I was going to buy this game or not. You know, generally, I'll give you an example. The PlayStation 4, when they presented the PlayStation 4, none of those games look like the Ghost of Tsushima, right?
Right.
Like that game looks absolutely phenomenal. So what we are seeing now is not what we're going to be really seeing once developers get used to the hardware, what they're able to do, what with Unreal Engine 5 and all of these things that are pretty much brand new today. The console is not even out. What's selling me on the console, excuse me, is a lot of the backwards compatibility, and I want to hold off on that because I want to make sure that certain games are actually playable on the Series X. But more importantly, the Lockhart, because that was the one that I'm really interested in. If they have like a 1440p box that can upscale, I'll save $100-$200 and stick with that for as long as they have the same type of backwards compatibility, and I'm able to play 2K5, All Pro 2K8, Head Coach, all of these games, then I would be content with that. But with that said, man, that Halo was, at first, when I first looked at it, I almost thought that it was like a PC version of like an old Halo game. And to the point when I seen the title Halo Infinite, that it kind of confused me. I'm like, hold on, is this the new one, or is this like a remake, like for a PC version, or like for an Xbox X Series, update? And then realize that no, this is the new Halo game. And I mean, it didn't look bad. It just looked like something that could be on this generation of consoles. It doesn't mean that there weren't games out there that didn't really look like, yeah, you can tell that there's potential here. Like the Medium game, I thought the concept behind that, I know we had text on Twitter about that. I thought that was really great. And the game that I was most impressed with, I think it was called Crossfire or something.
Crossfire. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I was impressed with that. I looked at that, I was like, holy crap, that is looking ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, I didn't come away feeling bad. I know a lot of people kind of felt like PS5 won, or PS4 won. I seen comparisons between The Last of Us 2 and Halo. I think, dude, they started off with Halo. That was a bad thing. They should have, I don't know. Maybe it's the art design of Halo that really just didn't lend itself well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll talk about it.
Say that again.
I said yeah, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about why it looked the way it did.
I can't hear you. You're going in and out. I'm not sure if that is just on my end. Can you hear him? Level?
I can hear him. He sounds.
Yeah. I was just saying that I'll talk about, because Digital Foundry actually did a video explaining why Halo looked the way it did, and I'll kind of explain it on my part.
I couldn't understand any of that. Hold on one second.
Yeah, this thing been acting up. I don't know what's going on, but I hear you clear. I hear both of y'all pretty clear on my end.
Okay, yeah, I don't hear K-Bomb. Like, I hear it very in and out. I couldn't understand the thing he said just now.
He was
but
saying, when he said when he come up, he explained why the visuals look the way it looked. That's what he was saying.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, it didn't look bad. I mean, to me, you know me, I'm a Nintendo fan, so the graphics is not the end all be all to me. It's not like I looked at Halo and was like, yo, this is utter crap because of the way it looked. But at the same time, I feel like if you're trying to sell a next generation console and you know how Microsoft and Sony does it, I don't think that that was the game that was supposed to present what we kind of expect in terms of bleeding edge graphics and all.
Right.
You know, it looked good, but it looked like something that if you told me that was an Xbox One X game, you know, at 4K running at 60 frames per second, I wouldn't have sat there and said that that's impossible. I would have said,
Right.
okay, that looks really good, you know. Um, yeah, but I thought it was cool. You know, I think that people should still be excited for the Series X. I think that we haven't seen the best to come, but I don't think it was a failure.
Okay. Uh, K-Bob, go ahead.
So I'll give my opinion of the Xbox announcements, and I I like when I first saw Halo. I did like it. It had really that old school type of Halo feel to it. The gameplay looked at old school Halo. The guns looked at old school Halo with a little flair. Little grappling gun was like old school Halo with a little flair to it. I tried not to comment on the graphics during the stream because it was a stream and it was only 1080p, 60 frames per second, and it was definitely an issue. Not the best way to represent next gen graphics. So I was gonna hold off uh, any comments about the graphics because of that. You know, and so watching the rest of the stream and looking at Forza, which I thought looked good, but I mean it's Forza, so they didn't really do much to me. They showed off that game, and then they got to showing off some other games that were just misses for me. And I started to think, and I know it was a stream, but I'm looking at the games like this is not how you show off next gen. If this is next gen, I don't see it. I don't. I'm not seeing next gen here. I'm seeing okay games that may end up being cool, but I'm not seeing next gen. I'm not seeing anything that makes me want to get the Xbox Series X. And so the thing is this, and I went back and forth on a guy about this, and so they were talking. So I had a conversation with some guys, and they were saying how Xbox One, Xbox One, Xbox One. I was like, really? Why do you think so? And they got to naming off some games that they like to play that Xbox stated, like the Fable and some other games that were Xbox only games, and they showed them, so they were happy. But the thing is this: all of those games can be played on the original Xbox, the Xbox One. And so, if people are excited about Xbox and Xbox One because of the games and but all those games are just still playable on the original Xbox. None that they really showed was anything that you're not going to be able to get. So my thing is, and I had a conversation with the guy, like, how do they sell consoles then? How do they sell Xbox Series X's? If I could just stay there and play all these same games on the Xbox. And so I don't know. I didn't think they did anything in the press conference, anything in the announcements that showcased how much the Xbox Series X is better than the PlayStation 5. I don't think they did that. I don't think they showed a single bit of game that showed how much the Xbox Series X was better than the PS5. I thought the PS5 at least showed one or two games that said, "Hey, this is why the PS5 is better than the Xbox Series X," and even in the same sentence, why the PS5 is better than the PS4 because you can't do this on the PS4.
Agreed.
But I didn't see them do that even for their own console. I didn't see them do that. I didn't see them say this is why you need Xbox Series X and not an Xbox S and not an Xbox, One. I did not see that in that press conference. And to me, they had a similar flop than PlayStation when PlayStation showed GTA 5, which is a game was released on the PS3. I don't know why you show that in your next gen press conference, but I thought Xbox did the same thing when they showed off Destiny 2, and also Tetris. I don't know. I guess that's the audience for that. I don't know. And so they definitely had those, but I didn't see anything. And when I look at these kind of press conferences, I'm looking for something that says you have to buy this system, get this, and you can't play this anywhere else. This is why you need to give me $599 because you can't get this anywhere else. So you have to give me your money. And I didn't get that. I'm sorry. If you just want to show me that Xbox brand has video games, cool, great job. If you want to show me that I should buy an Xbox Series X, you absolutely not one bit did that. And so the piece about Halo, Digital Foundry talked about the issue with Halo. They talked about how it was because of the direction they chose with lighting. The reason why it looked like a PC version of the original Xbox is because everything looked flat. The colors looked flat. The metal looked, it wasn't reflective. It was flat. All the color was flat. What they said is that pretty much the entire scene did not have direct sunlight. Right? It was all the scene was in shadow, and it made all the metal in Halo look like it had a matte finish. So it looked very dull, and so that's why the game in this piece looked very dull. And they were saying it's two things. One, like I said, it was shot. It didn't have direct light, and two, they're not using next gen lighting because this is Digital Foundry work because of the Xbox One. That they're expecting this game to run on the Xbox One, so they can't do some of these lighting tricks. This game to run 60 frames per second. Nothing to say. They said that the resolution is too high for what the game is trying to do because there was a lot of pop-ins as well. Because they're trying to run a game 60 frames per second at 4K, and they were saying that this game would probably run a whole lot smoother. And you can do more stuff if they brought it down to 1080p with 60 frames per second, and you can do a lot more in this game with what you have. And so the one thing they said would make the game look so much better is one, do scenes in direct lighting, and you can show off some of the reflections and some of the color, and two, actually use next gen lighting, and that's the biggest thing with next gen is the lighting. That's where ray tracing. And this game does not use ray tracing. It does not use some of the other visual cheats for lighting. It's using some old current gen version of lighting, and that's why the game looks flat.
Okay. All right. Where do I want to start? Okay. First of all, if we talking about the Xbox Series X and them selling us on our need or want or appeal for, hey man, you need to be looking forward to the Xbox Series X. They didn't do that to me.
Nope.
They didn't do that at all. I was looking back at some of the games that stood out to me in the PlayStation Showcase. It was one called, what was the name of that game? Let me get back over here. Is it Kena Bridge of the Spirits? That game looked next gen to me. Ratchet and Clank and what they was doing with Ratchet and Clank, just going through
That
different
Ratchet
world.
and Clank looks amazing, bro. I'm sorry to cut you off.
It looked next gen to me. And it was one or two other titles Sony showed that said, this is why, K-Bomb kind of summed it right up. This is why you need a PlayStation 5, because the 4 can't do this, and your Pro can't do this, nor can the Xbox One X do this. You need this system to do this. Microsoft, on the other hand, said, hey man, we got some games coming. Halo. That's what it, like, not to knock Halo, not to knock anything that Microsoft showed. None of these games made you feel like I'm out of the system that I'm currently on. Like, and you hit it right on the nail, K-Bump. I don't have to go buy the Series X to play none of these games. Now, and here's another thing that was that came out about Halo Infinite being played that makes me scratch my head. That was a PC build. That wasn't even running on the Xbox Series X. So
The Halo?
Yeah, the Halo that they showed was running off the PC. That's the PC build.
That's crazy.
That wasn't the Series X. So That is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what? Wait a minute, y'all mean to tell me after y'all heard all the complaining, I feel like the what they showed in May was I ain't gonna say it was better than this, but it wasn't no worse. I don't know. Like, y'all had us wait all this time to show us do you realize they literally showed us the same footage, matter of fact, less footage of Hellblade than they did at the Game Awards last year?
I was pretty upset about that. I was wanting, like I said, remember I went back and played and beat Hellblade because I wanted to be ready for this new one. Yeah, I want to be up to speed for the new one. Absolutely.
Right. Dude, and all we got on Hellblade is this. Is set in Iceland. That's it. That was the reveal.
Come to our website and watch our behind the scenes videos of making a game, but not the actual game.
They showed no gameplay for none of these games. And I was at work like, man, what in the world is Microsoft doing? Like, what? Like, do they know something we don't know? Like, are we not going to be worrying about games? So that's why they not, because this is what I told Keith. And I think I told you too, Keith. I said, man, either Microsoft know, hey, bro, Corona about to come hit this mug again. Ain't nobody going to be worried about no games at the end of this year. So let's just wait till next year. Let's show what we can show. Throw Halo out there. And that's it. Or they are detached. Now, I happen to listen to a podcast, Game Attack Radio, and one of the sales rep or something on there, the sales strategist, Greenberg or something like that was being interviewed. And I'm going to tell you, they seem to be detached, man. They don't seem to understand, either one, they don't understand what gamers want to see, or two, they literally don't have nothing to show. And I think it's the latter. And it might be a combination of both, but it's definitely the latter. They don't have, honestly, Microsoft doesn't have any first party to really show. They just bought these studios, for one, and they don't have Sucker Punch. They don't have Santa Monica. They don't have Naughty Dog. They don't have all these companies. Like, what's the one that that made Spider-Man that they just bought away from under Microsoft?
Insomniac.
Like Sony scooped them right up. Now y'all made what was that game you didn't like? I like on the Xbox. Sunset Overdrive. Great game to me. I love the game. They scooped that all up. Said, "No, bring that all over here." Microsoft ran out and bought Psychonauts developers. That game looks weird and
double fine.
Double Fine. They bought the Hellblade group. They just start buying up. I think Microsoft doesn't really understand, or maybe has come to the realization too late, that first party matters. Now, when third parties start hitting, they'll be fine once they get the better version of whatever the third party going to have, because I'm pretty sure that might be the case. But as long as Sony and Nintendo as well, but we're not talking about them, as long as Sony is doing stuff like Ghost of Tsushima or Last of Us or God of War or Uncharted, and they have mastered developing games, and Microsoft is still trying to find their voice in first party, like Halo. Like, when I watched that Digital Foundry video and they was talking about how bad the lighting is, or how cumbersome and not well thought out the lighting is in the game, like, they got everything got its own light source, so the shadows don't work because it's casting its own light, so it can't really give a realistic reflection. It doesn't really have a sun to really reflect the sun being on this side, so like none of that is present in the game. Then you look at the facial expressions, dude.
That's really what I wanted to say. Continue.
No. Take it over. No, you straight. Go ahead.
I did also see the video from Digital Foundry, and it sounded like 20 minutes of damage control. I can understand the lighting and all. The bottom line is the the visuals of the face animations. It didn't look like a next generation game.
Nope.
That's the problem. You know, like I can understand the lighting and all, but I mean, come on, they got memes going around of one of like the
The brutes. The brute.
yeah, the brute. It's like, bro, in his head, you know when the Nintendo 64 came out and it still looked like those polygon shapes. Like his head looked like it could have been like on a high definition Nintendo 64. You know, like Nintendo 64 in 4K. It was like it's clearly this is not what you would expect the Series X to be about.
Yeah.
It's not a good representation of it. You know, it wasn't a total miss. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, when I watched the game looks great, and I'm not a Halo
Shut the
fan.
door,
The
boo-boo.
only Halo that I've ever played was Halo 1, and I was never even a Halo multiplayer. You know, but the gameplay looks phenomenal to me. Like in terms
Yeah,
of
it does.
enjoyment, you
It
know.
does.
So I think that's what really saves it. There was hella popping, but again,
Oh,
I'm
that
Right.
pop in was. They were popping like they was in a
let me
club.
ask this. All right, now I've been playing this Ghost. K-Bon, you've been playing the Ghost. You've been seeing the what's the word? The physics in the game, like the wind blowing and everything showing that the wind is blowing, right?
Yep.
Did you see a tree move in that game?
And talking about Halo.
Yeah. Did you see a bush?
No.
Did you see a blue? You
No.
didn't see a bush move, a tree. Everything was just stationary. Like now,
actually, you know what? I never even thought of that. You're right.
right. It's a whole bunch. I'm like, okay, now I understand that supposedly this is supposed to be paying homage to the original Xbox, the Halo, the original Halo. I mean, but how far do we want to go with paying? I think that might be. I think this game probably was supposed to come out on the Xbox One X, and they held the game back for the Series X. I think that's probably what happened. This would have been cool for Xbox One X. This would have been a good game to launch with the Xbox One X. And I think they say that this game, they've been knowing that this game has been in development. They've been knowing that this game pretty much, they say, is ready to go. But I think they
Then
just
why they using the PC build? Okay, never mind.
right.
Go ahead.
I think they just bumped it up to bumped it over to the Xbox Series X. That's why it doesn't look next gen. Cause I went back and I watched the Halo 4. What was it? Halo was it Halo 5?
Reach.
No, Halo 5. The one that with the black guy is the one that everybody kind of dogged with the
Yeah, Halo 5. Yeah.
yeah. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe I don't know if the cutscenes was in-game footage or was it CGI. I don't know. Halo 5 looked just as good as this game looks.
And they kind of talked about it. And they showed how the other Halo games look better when it came to the lighting. Is because of they use it like they had like more reflective material. Like everything didn't look like matted. Everything stuff had color and reflection.
Right.
No, it actually looked good. This being all the way they shot it was so dull.
Yeah,
It really was.
It was weird. Now, okay, so we don't want to dump on Halo. I'm not a Halo fan, so I ain't losing no sleep over Halo. But hey, I respect Master Chief. It's nice to see him back. Glad that he's back on the scene. That's all good. But I don't know. Anyway, any other game that they showed? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, there was nothing that really. I think it might have been one game that was kind of. I missed it. It was I think it was the third game shown. Hold up.
Yes, it was that game. That was the only game that I saw, and I'm like, okay, that looks cool.
What was the
Everwild.
name? Everwild.
Everwild.
Yeah, there it is. Everwild. That
Yep.
looked to me that might have been the only game that I felt like and it was a real animated game. And against the games that Sony showed that was that look next gen were more the animated animation
Yeah.
looking games. So I feel like it's fair to look at this game. That game actually looked next gen. That did look like something.
It looked beautiful.
Yeah, but that was it. Everything else they showed,
That was it.
like, to me, I'm tired of the browns and the grays. Like, dude, this is 2020. If it's supposed to be red, I think it should be red. If it's supposed to be blue, it should be blue. If it's supposed to be green, it should be green. We shouldn't be still getting grays and browns. And no, man, that to me, I'm not there for that. I don't want nothing that doesn't have color in it in next gen. It should pop. My HDR, my 4K should pop. We are past this gray, this faded, washed out look. And a lot of the games that I saw Microsoft show looked washed out. Looked like the one game. What was the game? The girl was riding on a motorcycle or something like that. And I can't remember the name of that game. Let me look it up. I should have pulled it. This is how much I did not care about this showcase, because I didn't even bother to pull the stuff up. I didn't. And showcase. I want to pull up this one game.
It says riding on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I'll find it here in a second. Y'all can go ahead and talk if you got something.
Was that the it was like shell shaded almost?
No,
Not that one, like not the one with the family. Like it was like
not that
Telltale type of game.
Heck, no, not at all.
Okay.
I'm finna find it here. Is it Avowed? Is that the name of it?
Avowed. Okay.
I think it was Avowed. That game, man. What else? They had Stalkers 2, which I don't even know what Stalkers is.
They didn't really show much about it. Forza looked good.
Forza
looked good.
When does
It
Forza
looked good
ever
though. It did.
When does Forza ever looks bad?
I agree.
You know, Destiny 2, really? That was
Wow.
about as
No,
bad
you
as,
know
as
what?
Grand Theft
Let
Auto
me-
5 on PlayStation.
Let me say, I'm not used to Forza. I've always Gran Turismo has been a game that I've been more exposed to. That Forza puts that Gran Turismo game to sleep. I'm sorry. That Forza looks incredible. I understand that it was just the engine that they were displaying. They weren't saying like this is the game. But man, I was blown away.
I guess I might have to go back and look at it again.
It's
I was
really good.
completely
It's
blown
really
away.
good.
That game looks I shouldn't call it a game. It's just the engine. The engine. It's unreal. It is unreal. That looked to me, and granted, all racing games, they always look good for their generation of games.
Yes.
But I'll put it this way: when I seen the Gran Turismo, I said, "Wow, that looks great." I don't like the glove when they're showing the guy, steering the wheel. It kind of looks kind of weird to me for some reason. But Gran Turismo looks great. But when I seen Forza, I said, "Oh yeah, now there's a difference." It didn't look like just a high res or just 4K slightly better than what we're getting right now. It looked like a generational jump.
I'm gonna have to go look at it again. I didn't see that. That's one game I did not watch in 4K. All the other ones ones I wanted to see how they actually look, I watched them direct upload to YouTube outside of the stream. But I didn't watch Forza because it's I was just Forza, so I never really. But I go back and look at it. I do. That's kind of how I look. Gran Turismo too. I did the same thing as Gran Turismo. It's a racing game. They always look good. So, but I might have to go back since you said what you said, Jedi. I'm gonna go back and check it out. Another one that looked okay was the Gunk. I will give them this. They had a lot of African American females.
Representation matters.
I like that.
Yeah, they did. I was surprised. There was like 3 or 4
Yeah.
main characters that were African American. They were female, so that was
Yeah,
like
that was female. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, I like that.
Fable, man, they didn't show nothing. Like a lot of these games, bro, they really didn't show anything. You got Phantasy Star Online 2, okay, State of Decay 3, okay, Tetris Effect. Who there for that Tetris? Warhammer didn't show anything. Crossfire.
That Warhammer
X.
did look. I got the feeling that it was a little impressive. I've never
What?
been excited for any Warhammer game ever. I do know it was more like a advertisement type trailer,
Yeah,
but it
it's
kind
just
of
a
felt like,
trailer.
wow,
It
like
was.
I may
It was.
I may want to check this out in the future to see what this could be. Like that looked kind of cool what they showed.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if it was just CGI or if it, I didn't know
It was just
really
like
what to
CGI.
put
It wasn't.
where to put it.
Yeah,
At.
it was.
Uh,
It wasn't any in-game engine. It wasn't.
Every Wild by Rare looked amazing.
Yeah, it did.
Of course, y'all know y'all want that Destiny 2. Y'all want that.
Yeah. When that's coming out?
That's already out. So
when,
Let me stop.
when can I get my hands on that game?
Yeah. Right now, if you want to. Outer Worlds.
They could have kept that too.
They could have kept that. Psychonauts. That didn't. Tell me why.
One of my guys who I was talking to was very, very excited for, and cause I was telling him about Spider-Man, how Spider-Man is a really good game, and you should get it. And he was telling me how Psychonauts is one of the games he's been waiting for, and so he's more excited about that than anything I was showing on PlayStation 5 reveal.
Okay.
And I said, oh,
Psychonauts.
okay.
Now they had a game that they showed in the pre-show. It was made by the same people that made it's Sega. The same people that made some Knights. What's the Knights game? The Knights game. What's the name of that game? But it was in the pre-show. I can't. But that looked cool. That should have been in the main show. It was a platformer. You know I'm here for all the platformer stuff. Let me see if I can find the name of it. Is it? No, it's not Bright Memory. It's well, I can't find it. I don't know if it was Bright Memory or not. Anyway, nah. But it was basically, it was in the pre-show with Jeff Keighley. It was the last game they showed. But for the most part, what they showed wasn't necessarily bad to me. If this was for the Xbox One X, everything they showed would have been cool. It's the
Everything that they showed could have been on the Xbox One X.
Right. And I think
everything they showed is going to be on the Xbox.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem that I'm having is, and K-Bum basically said it, nothing that they showed said next gen. Nothing that they showed said, hey, you need to go drop right now. You need to go get the Xbox Series X. They showed nothing that said that. Now, Sony did. Microsoft didn't. So, at the end of the day, if that's the purpose, and I would say they had to me, I say they failed. Now, if you there for the Game Pass, and yeah, they definitely made Game Pass more appealing, but they made it more appealing for your current system. I'm not gonna buy Game Pass I'm not gonna go get the Xbox Series X and get Game Pass. I just be like, hey, son, I'm gonna give Game Pass for the Xbox upstairs. I might come up there and get it every now and again and check out some of these games. That's about as much as, or I might go catch an Xbox One X on sale. Since they, what's up, Active Gamer Life, man? Let me get your claps in here, bro. I ain't know you was gonna jump in on me like that. You caught me off guard. Hold up, get your claps right. Welcome to the show. But yeah, I'ma say, far as just having a good show, they showed some stuff. If you just an Xbox or a Microsoft fan and the games that they have. But I don't feel like they show anything that will make you feel like you got to go get the Series X later this year. And I think, to me, that should have been the main priority. I feel like I'm comfortable with staying with the Xbox One and getting Game Pass, and I think I'm fine for right now. And
can I ask a question with that?
Go ahead.
Do you think that, I mean, the PS5 did any better? I think about it. I think that the only reason we feel this way is because Microsoft put themselves in position to where we as consumers have options. We don't need to buy the console, but we know that we still want the games. There's just different avenues in which we can get the games. What has PlayStation 5 showed that, if not for the fact that their console is more of a closed proprietary system in that regard. What have they showed that kind of makes it feel like, wow, they're really presenting something truly next gen? I just think that with Microsoft, people are going to say, man, you know what? I can get that on PC.
Yeah,
Or I can just buy Game Pass and I can get that game as well, you know?
I would say neither. Let me say this: you make a good point and a good question. I would say neither has said anything about what I need to go get this year. But I named 2 or 3 that I felt like Sony showed. Like I thought Ratchet and Clank looked next gen. I thought the Kena, how you say it, Kena?
Yeah, Kena.
Some of the Spirit, something like that. That game to me, if that game looks next gen. That to me, I'm there for all that. I guess my complaint with Microsoft is at least Sony attempted to show you why the PlayStation 5 is a different beast than the PlayStation 4. Whereas Microsoft has yet to show why the Xbox Series X is a different beast than the Xbox One X. And that's what I'm here for. I know they're not going to have games at lunch. None of these systems ever have games at lunch. But sometimes you buy the system in preparation for what they have showed that's coming. And
True.
Microsoft hasn't showed. Dude, Halo wasn't even running on the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, you know what? I do got to agree with that response.
You know?
Because though I feel like Ratchet and Clank on the graphical end, it looks next gen, but then at the same time, the Shadow of Tsushima game looks
Right.
next gen. So it kind of makes me feel like that Ratchet and Clank could run on like a PS4 Pro.
Nah,
What Sony?
Sorry.
I'm just saying generally, right? Like the Shadow of Tsushima game looks incredible, right? But
Mhm.
what Ratchet and Clank did to separate it wasn't the graphics.
it wasn't.
It was going from the world to
Yep.
from one world to
Right.
the next world.
Right.
It showed the technological advancement
Right.
of the
Yep.
PlayStation 5. They sold you the hardware,
Yep.
and that is what Microsoft lacked. So
That's
it
what-
wasn't
that's
the
all I'm
graph-
saying. That's
though
all I'm
everybody
pointing to.
would say that the Ratchet and Clank looked incredible, but it wasn't the graphics that did it, because Ratchet and Clank
Exactly.
is not a system seller for me. But
It's not.
No.
the way they use the technology lets me know, like, wow, that PS5 is a beast.
Yep.
That's my point. That's and I'll let you have it, K-Bone, real quick.
That's a very good point.
That's all I'm trying to say. To me, Sony attempted to show you what the PlayStation 5 can do. Microsoft, hey man, Halo is here. Y'all been wanting
you
it.
can't do that
Hey,
forever.
bro, you can't do that, man. Bro. We want to know what the series can do. And no, you didn't show that. Now again, I'm not finna run out. It's COVID-19, bro. It's I don't know. I'm not finna run out and drop nothing on none of these systems probably this year. I'm probably looking at next year before I get anything. But if now and what was showing up to this point, I would say, I told K-Pom, I said I feel like Microsoft handed Sony 2020. Now, again, not because I feel like what Sony showed was better looking than what Microsoft showed. I just do. I mean, and Active put something in here that is a good point. He said Kena looks next gen, but it's on PlayStation 4, and developer never made a game. So that's very interesting. But at the same time, it still looks amazing. I can't say nothing Microsoft outside of Everlast looked amazing to me.
Everwild.
Looked amazing to me. And that's kind of my disappointment. I want to see why the series is, 10, 12 teraflop. I want to know why you saying it's the system of systems. I want to know what your SSD can do. And it seemed like Sony understood the need to do that and to sell that, to make that known. You didn't even know that that's what they were showing you. You just was like, why they keep changing scenes like that? And I'm like, because I'm looking at that, why they keep doing that? Who edited this? Not realizing, no, this ain't no edit, bro. This is actually real time. This is how fast the SS. That was so brilliant. What did Microsoft do? Oh, they showed you Halo and a broken face dude talking to Master Chief and trees that don't blow in the wind and lighting effects that look horrible and now we got all these memes of Halo running around because how bad it looked. No, bro, that ain't how you. No, man, no, that's not how you open up a show. And you don't have people waiting all this time talking about, the last thing you showed because, you got clown for that one. And then you come and you show even less gameplay. Again.
Even less.
Like, no, you don't tell people, hey, man, well, Hellblade, yeah, man, what you're revealing in that is shot in Iceland. Bro, where's the game? Show us the game. No, we don't care. You can't give us the teaser like that at the Video Game Awards, and then you come back after 7 months and telling us you shooting it in Iceland. Oh, man, that's all I wanted to know. K-Bum, they shooting this in Iceland, bro. Did you hear?
That changed everything for me.
I almost said something I shouldn't say. Bro, if you don't get that out of here, where the game at, man? Show me the game. So, at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know how to feel.
So
Active hit me up, and I'm looking at Active in here. But, man, no, Active, I ain't letting you come up here and say Microsoft. They screwed up. I was just joking with you.
So here's the thing I want to say about Microsoft. The only thing Microsoft been preaching the whole time we've been here is that they have the most powerful system. 12 teraflops, right? This has been their selling point. We have the most powerful system console that's ever existed. Like, this is what they've been saying. This is their mouth. This has been their tune and their story they've been trying to tell. And then when you come and you look at the games, you do not see what they have been yelling at you for the past 3 to 4 years. To me, I don't care what you say, that is a letdown. That is a problem because this has been your point. This is what you've been preaching. And so I'm expecting, because you've already created this atmosphere of expecting something that's going to blow me away, because you have been quoting how powerful your system is for the past 3-4 years, and then you don't deliver on that. You do deliver me a Halo game, and granted, even if it is the lighting, whoever recorded this video should have said, you know what, this doesn't show the game in the lightness of which we want to show the game. So let's give our best foot forward and show the game in the best light, pun intended. And so. And that's my issue with Xbox, and even with the active gamers, and his point about showing about the Switch, Switch, and about you can see the difference. It wasn't a 1-to-1 relationship between Zelda and the Wii and the Zelda for the Switch. There was visual differences. It was a better looking game, and so. I don't know how better looking, because they're using old school technologies for Halo. And that they said, and the biggest thing, and here's the biggest thing, and we talked about next gen. The biggest thing with next gen is the next gen technique, which is either ray tracing for lighting or something similar to ray tracing. This is what takes a game that's current gen and starts to move it towards next gen. And they talked about, and they show how some of those PS5 games are using ray tracing, which is going to give it a better look, better visual quality, and a better looking game just in general. And that's why Forza looks amazing. That's why Gran Turismo looks good. That's why Ratchet & Clank looks good. But that's why Halo looks dull. It's not using ray tracing. It is using current gen. And so that's my issue when it comes to PlayStation 5 and Xbox. That, PlayStation 5 is at least showing you, hey, these are the special things for the PS5. And there's some of the special things that it can do. Here's some ray tracing videos, and majority of their videos all show ray tracing. These are next gen qualities in these games, and this is why you should buy them on the PS5. That's what makes a difference to me.
Let me shoot this shout out to Cornelius. I didn't see you up there, bro. What's up, man? I want to say this real quick. We probably ain't gonna talk about the Nintendo Mini, so we'll say that for another time. I want to say this. Active, you bring up a good point. I forgot about the medium, and I didn't know that was actual in-game footage. So that was actually a good standout, because I didn't find that out until yesterday, that the medium was actual in-game footage. So what you were seeing was the SSD showing you how basically two worlds are running simultaneously, layered on top of each other, and every now and again to show you how it was showing. That was supposed to be real game footage. Now, Cornelia said nobody cares about 60 frames per second anymore. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I was just saying, like, to me, my letdown with Microsoft is, to me, they should have, and K-Bomb kind of hit it on the nail. Whether Sony, I think Sony has the presentation on lock. They know how to present let me take that back. I won't say they got it on lock. This last presentation they did with the Sony PlayStation 5 reveal, to me, they hit some stuff, and they did it well, whereas Microsoft's message to me was lost. I think it was lost because Halo wasn't really what we thought it was going to be. And not to say Halo was bad. It's open world now. That's dope. It's an open world game, but I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I don't know. I'm just going to tell you, as a game fan, and I tend to always root for Microsoft. I bought the Xbox One before I bought the PlayStation 4. I was rooting for Microsoft. Maybe I came in with my expectations too high. I don't know. But they didn't do it for me. And And the game didn't look good. All the pop-in, the facial animations, the lighting effects. If it is 4K, if it is 60 frames per second, I'm telling you, that Ghost of Tsushima upstairs is pooping all over it. I'm sorry. And that's just how I feel about it. I can't front how I feel. Halo didn't do it for me. And it could be because I'm not a Halo guy like that, but I will try anything if it and it just didn't catch me. And I'm like, I felt like they didn't do a good job of presenting their case with this showcase. So my review is, I won't give them an F. I would say they did about a C, but I don't think C is good enough right now. I think Sony gave about a B plus. I thought it was real excellent in what they showed. So, not knocking Halo, but it just didn't do it for me. Jedi Knight, K-Bum, whoever want to say something.
I'll let K-Bomb go.
No, I'm just reading some of the points Active calling out, and yeah, I understand Active. I understand it's full 4K 60 frames per second, but that's why they're using current gen lighting technique, and that's why they're using current gen with the world. And that's why we're getting pop in, and that's why you're getting some of those issues, those visual issues, because they're trying 60 frames per second. They're trying to do something that the engine is struggling to represent, and that's why just to have the numbers say 4K 60, not to have the game at the best optimal setting, but probably just so they can say that it's 4K 60, which it probably be better at 1080p 60. It'd probably be much better, much cleaner, run better, look better, less pop in, better when it comes to the small details. But they want to be at the top, 4K 60, and so that's what they're going to get. And unless they resolve some of these visual issues that they're having, it's going to be 4K 60, but it's not going to be that appealing, especially when compared to other games who are doing 4K 30, but still representing definitely a big upgrade in visual quality. So you got to pick the poison.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I said, the 60 frame part, I feel like these systems should be 60 standard. They've been screaming 60 frames since the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So that we have made that argument. But I'm just gonna say, from an aesthetics position, Halo just didn't do it for me, man. And I don't know how it's gonna play. It might be buttery smooth. It might be amazing in action in front of my screen and all. I'm just saying what they showed the other day just didn't do it. And it's like I'm trying to it didn't do it, man. It didn't do it for me. So the 60 frame, 30 frame, I make that a point because these companies make it a point. It ain't never stopped me from enjoying the game. I'll tell you that right now. I ain't never not enjoyed the game because it wasn't in 60 frames per second. Like, if you didn't tell me Ghost of Tsushima was in 60 frames, I wouldn't have cared because I'm enjoying it. And it's a great game. Now, I'm not saying Halo won't be a great game. What I'm saying is only from the aspect of you are selling me a next-gen product. I think your presentation should be around that understanding. This is you selling a next-gen product. You should put your presentation in a way that pulls out the strengths of what your next-gen product can do. I believe Sony did that. Even if it wasn't tremendous, they did it enough to where I left like, wow, that was awesome. Microsoft, on the other hand, I left like, did we even see anything that was next gen? And so I think to me, that's the problem with that presentation. Let me read this last thing. I see Cornelius said, heard people say that Breath of the Wild shouldn't win Game of the Year because it was running 30 frames per second. I'm just saying, true, that is a silly argument. I agree with you. Life said, it's also not done yet. Also, Halo 5 was 60 frames, but it was small levels and enemies were 20, 30 frames. Okay. Halo Infinite is massive jump, but only noticeable if you're actually playing Halo, and that's not. Okay. That's what I was just saying. It probably would be a different thing playing it versus us seeing it. And I think that's what Sony has over Microsoft. Microsoft doesn't know how to make you, to me, okay, I know this is going to sound blasphemous as heck, but I'm finna say it. Sometimes lie to some people. Sometimes in selling stuff, you gotta fluff it up and live with the consequences. I think the Ratchet and Clank was very brilliant in how they showed what the SSD could do. They might be exaggerating, it might not actually, but the imagination of it possibly being able to do that, they some kind of made something that you really can't. How do you sell that? But they figured out a way to sell it. How do you sell the SSD? How do you sell speed? And they showed you in the game, and I think that's what Microsoft got to learn how to do. But sometimes you got to. There you go. Sometimes you gotta fluff some stuff up. And Microsoft coming as like, now this is really what it is. Like, no, bro. I think even Nintendo's starting to learn. Sometimes you got to fluff some stuff up, man. People want the fluff every now and again. They want an excuse to spend their money. Microsoft, give me an excuse. Even if you mislead me a little bit, I think they should have did something. And Halo, and I think K-Bum hit it on the nail. Maybe they should have showed a different part of Halo, a stronger part. A lot better, Microsoft. But anyway, so with that being said, anything else y'all want to add to this before we get out of here? We pushing at 2 hours right now. So
good podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I think I punched and put enough points on the wall. I think I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, I think we exhausted. But yeah, so okay, before we get out of here, give me your grade. I gave you mine. I think they did about a C, somewhere around there. What do you think?
And this is for the Series X
yes,
showcase?
This is for the Series X showcase, yeah.
I would give it about a C+, B-.
Okay. K-Bum.
I believe I commented on who was that on Twitter? Your boy name you can't say right. Alex Prim. I commented on him. I believe I gave it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, because it was a lot of games in there that to me were visually ugly. To me, not just didn't care about, was just visually ugly. I know the game was about the brother and the sister. I think that was just an ugly looking game. So I gave it a 6 out of 10. I think I gave PlayStation either a 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, one of the two. So
Okay.
it wasn't like PlayStation was a 10 out of 10. It was like either
No.
8 out of 10 or 7 out.
Okay, Active said he gave it a B plus. Nintendo Direct Mini was 10 out of 10. Active, are you serious on the Mini, man? Did you really enjoy the Mini? We didn't talk about the Mini. Now let me know you're serious, man. I don't know because you didn't put no smiley face on that, so I don't know if you're serious on that one. But I was waiting for a smiley face. He might be sitting there serious. He thought it was 10 out of 10. I thought it had some nice games in it though. But yeah, he laughing. Okay, I thought so. Anyway, so yeah, with that being said, I thought they did all right. It was solid. I do think it was solid, but I don't think they did anything to sell the Series X. But they definitely sold Game Pass. I think that's what Microsoft's strength is. Game Pass is to me becoming a must. If you own an Xbox, you should definitely invest in the Game Pass. I think you stupid if you don't, cause I mean you getting all this stuff for basically what, $10 a month if I'm wrong.
Something like that.
Yeah. So Keith, that's all he talk about is the Game Pass and the fact that he able to play all these games and don't have to worry about $60 every month. So like I said, that's my verdict. Anything else, or we can get out of here?
I personally think the Game Pass is one of the best values in all of gaming. To be honest with you, I think it has more value than any other thing you can get in gaming. That's GameFly, that's PlayStation Now, and that's Xbox Live. I think it's probably only thing that's close to that is probably Steam.
Okay.
I think Steam deal is probably as close you can get. I think it's an amazing value when it comes to video games. So I completely agree with that.
Okay, Jedi, any last words?
As always, guys, it's a pleasure. It's just for me, it's a little late. I'm a bit tired right now, but
Okay.
you know,
Yeah, we gotta let
generally
you go.
the energy's there. I just had a long day today. Is all.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely next week, guys.
Okay. And I appreciate everybody jumping in the live chat. Cornelius, Active Gamer Life. We had who else up here? Neighbor Wise TV. We had Dark Sun Rider. And all those who did not chime out in the comment section, we appreciate you jumping on. This was the Live and Levels Game Pass. Till next time, peace.
Now what are you saying? What do you mean? Pick up your cross, get back on that team. I'm gonna stand down. I'm gonna stand down. Ain't gonna blend in, ain't gonna fit in. I'm gonna stand down. Now what are you saying? What do you mean? Pick up that cross, get back on that team. Get back on that team.